Here's kind of an interesting record. Hank Williams, live at the Opry. He wrote that song, one of the last songs he wrote, right? Yep. So I'm here now at FortuneTown Mall, and what you want to do is make your way up to the third floor, the IT floor. This is the food court. It's like in the middle of this long corridor. All right, I'll take over for the voiceover here. We're going to go straight down this hallway. You're eventually going to see some music shops. What I mean by that are music shops with guitars, strings, amplifiers, just general music shops. And after you see those music shops, that's when you're going to start to encounter your first record stores. And thereafter, it will be record stores on each side, like 7, 8, 9, maybe 10 record shops in a row. And besides that, there's all kinds of other cool stuff up here too, tech-related stuff, lights, etc. So this one here that I'm just trying to figure out where the camera goes, I guess. That was Vinyl and Toys, the Vinyl and Toys shop. And this is a P&P Records. They each have multiple locations. See on the right here, this is Vinylica. There's 2 locations. Now this first one is all new stuff. These are all new records, brand new records. So this is all like pretty high price stuff. Here's another music shop here. And then Vinylica has another store, a second location that's all used stuff. And this one here on the left that you're seeing, this is one of the most famous record stores in the mall. It's called Hall of Fame Records. And I'm going to step in there for a minute and show you some of the selection. They have a pretty good heavy metal selection. Classic heavy metal, European stuff, a little bit of death metal, yeah, a little bit of black metal stuff. Not too much really, but a little. I mean, the fact they have any at all is kind of surprising. I mean, it feels surprising when you're in Bangkok looking through it. It just seems like kind of random that all this stuff is there. You would never expect to see it in Thailand, but there it is. And then we have this country section. The country section moves around from time to time. So on this particular day, it's located up here on the wall for the most part. And it's not a real hardcore country section. A lot of it's folk stuff. As you just see, I pulled out John Denver and Jim Croce. So like they're not even really country records. But anyway, here's another one. A couple of Chinese girls own this shop, and it's mostly imported Chinese stuff, pop stuff. MiniLop, it's called. We'll keep going down the hallway. P&P Audio, this is a big one. They have 2 locations in this mall. The second location is my favorite. We're going to get there. It's going to be one of the last ones we're going to visit. And that's where a lot of where I've found some pretty cool honky-tonk records too. Okay, here we go. Vinyl and Toys. Okay, so this shop, I know this guy. His name is Tanado. I don't know his nickname. He's just returned from Japan. He brings a lot of stuff in from Japan, a lot of his records. And he tells me...
From... Majak Tinai. Oh.
Yeah. He just returned from Japan with a whole bunch of bluegrass and country records that he's showing me because he thinks I might be interested. And wait till you see one of the records I pull out here, actually. Pretty cool and pretty surprised. There's a Flats and Scruggs record. I'm going to do my own digging here in a second. Just take over and dig through.
Flats and Scruggs, Japanese import, straight from Japan.
What was the price on that?
Pretty cool. I don't know this album.
Can't tell.
Let's see what else is here.
Keep in mind these prices are all negotiable, like anything in Bangkok you can barter. 400 baht.
Pretty cool. What's this? Looks like John Hartford, maybe. No, Mark O'Connor.
400
So-
baht again. It's around $20 Canadian, so it's around $15 US, I guess. A little less than that,
Calgary
probably.
polka.
$12 to $14 American is what he's
Pretty
asking for that record, I
Pretty
think.
cool record. 420 baht.
Vassar
Vassar
Clements.
Clements.
A lot of these
Record.
Japanese
There's a lot of
imports
stuff. Norman
that he
Blake.
has in this crate, very good condition, like very good, like near mint.
And Scruggs at Carnegie Hall.
The records are near mint, and they all have this cool little mini sleeve on the.
Here we go. Here's
Yeah.
kind of an interesting record.
This is a record I bought.
Live at the Opry with dialogue, singing, folk part.
Yeah, this is the great.
So if he's singing,
These are the great recordings of Hank at the Opry.
Near the end, he wrote that song. One of the last songs he wrote, right?
And considering it's a Japanese import, and with all this Japanese stuff, all these Japanese characters all over it, it's just something I really gotta have.
So that's a pretty cool record to have.
think that's
in
really
your
cool.
collection if you're a Hank Williams fan. 500 baht.
More stuff here I would have liked to have had, but I'm on a limited budget, of course, like anyone. You know, I have a budget. It's pretty small. I had just returned from America. That's the reason I was in Bangkok. And that George Jones, Melba Montgomery record, that would have been. I should have took a longer look at that probably. But I had just returned from America, from South Carolina,
Butch?
and I
Actually, don't know that. It's unrounded.
was carrying with me a ton of records, like probably 15 pounds of records, literally in my suitcase, which I'm lugging around behind me, behind the camera.
Bluegrass guy, but
So my budget
oh
on this
my
particular
gosh,
day
Dobro.
is very small. I can only afford to pick up a couple of
Bluegrass,
records to take
Scruggs.
back with me to Chiang Rai.
Must be Ricky Van Shelton. Or maybe it's... Who? Who is this?
Nude.
Teddy Shelton?
What's that say?
I don't know that.
Hmm.
Flat and Scruggs.
Yeah, lots of Flats and Scruggs stuff, lots of bluegrass stuff here.
Country Instrumentals.
Just cool that he.
Buddy Emmons sings...
Wow.
Bob Wills. That's
Buddy
kinda
Emmons
wild.
sings Bob Wells. Bob Wills, that's
really
pretty.
I don't know anything about this record.
I don't remember hearing anything about that record before. It'd be a cool item to have.
Cool,
I've never listened to Buddy Emmons singing, but that would be a cool record to
cool
own.
concept.
Again, this shop is called Vinyl and Toys. He has another location out near like Lat Krabang where he has like a B&B, a bigger shop that has, as the name suggests, vinyl and toys. Here he is playing this record for me, so I can test it out. There's a lot of great dialogue on these recordings, these Opry recordings. A lot of hilarious banter between songs, classic Hank stuff. A lot of hi-fi stereo shops here too, which I didn't really mention in the intro. So this is another one of the cool types of shops you'll find out up here. Here's the second. No, that's the original location of Vinylica. I must be walking backwards at this point, right? Or I can't really tell. All right, so this shop here, this is the smaller PNP location. This is probably my favorite shop, and this area too, with the garage door half closed, that's another part of this shop they're doing renovations on. And he's going to let me go over there and do some filming in a minute. But my buddy that I introduced you, Danadal, Vinyl and Toys, and this shop, the PNP shop, huge jazz section. These are like the two, and Hall of Fame, I guess, Hall of Fame records as well. These are like the 2 or 3 shops that are just like, yeah, massive, massive amount of crated up records. This is the jazz section. He has some different sections here, so you can see he's got standard jazz, he's got vocal jazz, blue note stuff. It's all separated. I don't think anything in this mall is in alphabetical order, so you will have to dig.
There, found it.
This is a record I was looking that I spotted the last time I went there, and I toyed with the idea of buying it. Really did not want to spend 700 baht on it, but I love Buggy Pizzarelli. I love the stuff that he did with Doug Jernigan. They put out a great album together, steel and jazz guitar. And anyway, I did pick up that record on this day. I did take it with me when I left here. And then, spoiler alert, it actually, not that great of a record, really. It was kind of forgettable, so I didn't need it at all in the end. I'm a huge Four Freshmen fan. If it were up to me, I'd own every Four Freshmen record there is. I've seen them live 4 times, like the current version, the current lineup. And I know the guys in the band, they're all sweethearts, just amazing. You know, this is the inspiration for the Beach Boys here, Four Freshmen. This is stuff that was put out in the 70s, early 80s. Funny how time slips away. So, and this is from their original catalog of records, which is them with four, guitars, or 4 drums, 4 trumpets. This one's 4 sax. So now we're in the country section. Again, it's just the cool thing here about these records, especially for me, are these Japanese imports with the paper sleeves on the corners. Like, I just think they're so cool looking. They're really cool. If you're a collector, collecting country, they're just cool to have. This looks like probably the folk / a lot of the country sections here will just be like a combination of folk and country together and acoustic music. So it'd be very common to see like this kind of stuff in a country section. Yeah, and then this right behind it. A lot of Willie Nelson stuff I find over here, actually. Not 700 baht for that record, so out of my budget, but I find a lot of Willie Nelson stuff over here. Not surprising. I mean, the guy's put out 100 records or more, and they're well traveled. But a super cool thing to do if you're in Bangkok and you have a little bit of time, you got a few extra days to go do something like this. Is like a really outside the box touristic thing that you can do. Now, Anne Murray records, I mean, there like must be 30 Anne Murray records in the shop. I don't know how popular Anne Murray could have been in Asia, but I can't go to a record shop in Asia without finding an Anne Murray record. Which is funny because she's from Nova Scotia, where I'm from in Canada. And I have spent some time down around her place. And I know her family, nephews and stuff. They're all great musicians in Nova Scotia. So it's kind of funny going all over the world, Taiwan, Thailand, Japan, everywhere, finding these Anne Murray records. There's the only Catholic country music singer, Eddie Rabbitt. I'm a big Jimmy Buffett fan as well. And you'll see videos here on this channel about Jimmy Buffett and the kind of country music he made. So now I'm in the second location. You can see that door's half closed, so it's kind of closed off to the public at this particular time, but I explained to him that I knew that there were some bins of country records in here I wanted to check out, so he had no problem for me going in, and this is it. This right here, all these crates that I'm standing in front of here, these are this is a discount bin. These are all 200 baht records. 200 baht, that's not very much money. That is like, maybe $8. Look at this. It's like maybe $8 Canadian, so you're talking like $5 US. And I found this in the pile. Now this is a John Hartford record, heading down to the Mystery Below.
and I'm going to snag it on this day. Flying Fish Records for 200 baht, as that sign said. And I was really happy about this. This made the whole trip worth it for me, because this is one of my favorite John Hartford records. And I never thought I'd find it on vinyl. And I picked this up as well. And I haven't listened to it yet. I've had it for a few months here at my apartment in Chiang Rai, Thailand, and just looked like a cool record, something I could feature on this channel, so I picked it up because it's in the discount bin. Yeah, Ray Price and the Cherokee Cowboys reunited. I was really tempted to take this as well, but on account of having so much luggage with me already and having to go right to the airport after filming, yeah, I left it here. I left it here for you. So after you watch this video, you can literally go to FortuneTown Mall in Bangkok and you can go find this Ray Price Cherokee Cowboys Reunited album for 200 baht. You can snag it. I guarantee you it's still there. And this is pretty much the area around where the record shops end. So I've turned around now and it looks like I'm going to start walking. Yeah, I'm going to walk back in here and settle up with Buddy. But basically, yeah, that's the deal. This is FortuneTown Mall in Bangkok, as I said. And I'll try to put up a map to show you where exactly this is located. You can get your Grab driver to take you there. You can try to take the Rot Phai Pha, the SkyTrain there, as you wish. And just a pretty honky-tonk mall altogether if you think about how many country records you can find in Bangkok, Thailand, in this giant old vintage shopping mall that if it weren't for these record shops, I would never in my life have ended up in, because let's face it, there's 1,000 shopping malls in Thailand. So how would I have ever ended up here? Only because of the internet, Google telling me, hey, there's a lot of record shops here. So actually, I should say that when I first arrived here, the first time I came to this mall, it was only because a Google search, a Google Maps location for Hall of Fame records showed up. And Hall of Fame records seemed to be one of the most well-visited, well-documented record shops in Thailand that had a lot of Google reviews. So when I first went here, I was just looking for this one record shop. And then I just like stumbled upon all these record stores everywhere. And I was like pretty overwhelmed, actually, the first time I got here. So yeah, I made this video to kind of help you out and show you like what's in store for you when you arrive. And if you're looking for heavy metal, as you saw, death metal, stuff like that, if you're looking for country, honky-tonk, bluegrass music, you'll find it all here, as well as a lot of Japanese pop, a lot of Chinese pop music, and a lot of jazz and rock, everything. So definitely a must visit location in Bangkok, Thailand when you get here in the land of smiles.